Hi there, everyone. My name is Evan Cramb. I'm a resident technology consultant at Fordham University here in New York. And today I'm giving my second workshop called I'm Dropping Out and Going to School in the Cloud. And it's going to be a fun and informal conversation about technology and academics. And the idea behind this is to sort of explore new ways of learning and using online resources to supplement your education either at university, even high school or younger, or even if you're not in school, just finding ways to keep learning throughout your entire life. And today there's some great resources out there that'll let you do these things that we've never had before. And so I thought it'd be cool to take a look at some of this. The first site that we're going to look at is a site called Coursera. And Coursera is a massive open online course site that allows you to essentially enroll in these online classes with teachers that will go over different topics. It provides you with everything that a typical university course might have. Has a detailed curriculum, readings, sometimes videos, and then assignments too, so you can show a mastery of your learning. If we look here, you can search for different courses and see the different things that are being offered in a certain topic. So here, looking at like medieval history, there's some different ones that are starting later, so there's no open sessions currently. There's some that have upcoming sessions. There's some that you can take at your own pace. Different courses work in different ways, so you can either do self-directed learning, or you can work along the pace of a course with an instructor. So that's Coursera. Khan Academy is another site I really like. I've been using this one probably since high school or even middle school, and they really improved it. Khan Academy started as just a series of YouTube videos that explain different topics, especially with math and science, but it's really expanded out to every sort of topic. So you can search the different subjects, look at different classes essentially, and these are like video playlists. They have a lot of information on different topics. So let's see here. Under math, we can look into some differential calculus, and it'll give you a curriculum of which topics come first. So you can say, all right, differential calculus starts out with limits, and then these are the different videos within the limits category, and you can start watching those. And it comes with a video, and then now they actually do activities too. So it's a really comprehensive site for learning all sorts of different topics. And the founder, Salman Khan, is a really highly regarded figure in the field of online education. He's been pushing for some really interesting new technologies and reform with online education, so he's someone to watch out for sure. After Khan Academy, I found a cool site called Open Education Consortium that has a lot of just information and like lectures and things to look at. You can check out their different courses, and it's got like a variety of different items. So that's one to look at potentially. MIT OpenCourseWare is one that I've used more. This one is really good for math and science. MIT started offering a lot of their lectures as videos online. Now they include a lot of the readings, or they have the syllabus at least, so you might have to pick up a book, or you could just watch the videos, and then there's assignments sometimes. And these are on all sorts of different topics as well. There's a lot of things you can learn about. So if you're taking math or science courses and you want sort of a second voice telling you how things work, checking out MIT's instruction is really a good way to do it. Some of the courses are pretty advanced. I mean, they're a really rigorous technical university, but their introductory classes are certainly approachable and really well done. That's how I kind of learned more about programming. They did a good introductory course on Python, which was great, and so I watched that, and it really helped me along with high school computer science, and I think that'd be beneficial to anyone in an introductory course. Open Culture is another really neat site. This one is more dedicated to just providing all sorts of open information and spreading this educational media online. And it really works as like a directory of just finding all sorts of useful information. It goes from audiobooks, movies, free art, free music, just spreading open, free culture, and being able to access all this great content without having to pay or go through these private sources, which is pretty cool. iTunes U is Apple's answer to the education field. For a lot of their digital work, they've teamed up with a bunch of universities who offer their courses and assignments and things through what is an app for most devices on iTunes, now offered. Before it was just more of like a podcast style system where you would just watch podcasts that were educational, that fell under the iTunes U like category, but now they've really expanded it, so it comes with more full-featured curriculums and things. So that's definitely something to check out, especially if you're really invested in the Apple ecosystem. Well-designed apps for the Mac, iPhone, iPad, that kind of thing. Project Gutenberg is really cool. This is for books that are in the public domain, and they're all free. So you can read all these different classic books. If we just take a look here, if we want to browse the catalog, and we can look at the top 100 books. These are just some of the offerings. They got Pride and Prejudice, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, Ulysses, Picture of Dorian Gray, Sherlock Holmes. I mean, pretty much all the classics that you would want you can find on here and just read. And I really like that they have such a good offering of formats. Let's see if we go to click on one of these here. Loading for just a second. It shows you can get the file in a bunch of different formats. HTML, you can just read it in your browser, or you can download an EPUB or a Kindle file, put it on your e-reader, your Kindle, your iPad, any sort of device that you might have. You can use with these files, which is pretty great. I've definitely had some assigned readings for university classes here that I've just got the EPUB file off of Gutenberg and then read that for the class versus going and buying it. And I mean, those classics you can sometimes pick up for cheap, like Dover thrift sort of editions, only $10 or whatever, but still you can save some money by just reading it online if you're okay with that. Bartleby is similar to Project Gutenberg. It's another one of these online library sort of sites where they just have a lot of classic books that are free and out of copyright that you can check out. Maybe Bartleby will have something that Gutenberg doesn't. They're both worth looking through if you're trying to find something. But yeah, just another good option. You get a little featured author section where they can look through their works and things. It's pretty cool. So the free library is another site like this that's it looks like it has a lot of good journal entries too, which is pretty cool. If you go and check out a topic you're interested in, they've got magazine journals dating back to quite a while that you can look into. So let's see, we can see the Film Criticism Journal for most recently September 22nd of 2014, and it's got the different articles here that you can look through, Ericom Merit Arts. And you can read through the whole article text here, which is pretty great, and they've got that for a lot of different topics, so if you don't have access to, databases like JSTOR or EBSCOhost, like a lot of universities offer, this might be a good way to find some good journal information. Really well written. Another thing I was going to touch on is the social media site Reddit has a lot of really good informational pages. If we look here, philosophy is one of their sections that you can see all these different threads. It's sort of like a forum. It's how Reddit works, but it's got a lot of good content, and people will post articles or things they find interesting, and then it allows for comments. So we see here Zizek's Guide to Ideology, which is a good film I was watching recently, actually, but he's one of the more recent philosophers. And then you can see here people discussing it. So if you want to get sort of a variety of opinions on different philosophical issues, this is a good... they're called subreddits. They're like subsections of the website to visit. So philosophy is one of them. I also listed here economics, literature, history, ask historians, ask science, philosophy again, and I want to learn. I want to learn is kind of cool. People will post that they're trying to get information on maybe just how to learn guitar or how to learn differential calculus or something like that, and then people will comment on their question and say with different resources of how to learn that. Sort of like I'm doing here, but very tailored to what your topic is. With this lesson here, I'm trying to just give a broad overview of different resources you can kind of seek out, but if you want to go find some very specific things, maybe the subreddit called I Want to Learn on Reddit is a place to go check out. So for educational entertainment, a lot of you are probably familiar with TED Talks. These have been really popular in the last few years, finding really famous and renowned thinkers giving short talks, speeches, presentations on just a variety of topics that they're interested in and do research on. Video's not loading right now. But yeah, so TED works in essentially a YouTube style where you can just you can browse by topic and things. Okay. YouTube is another great site for a lot of educational resources, actually. Type in any question you have on YouTube and just browse through the results and see if there's any instruction on it. If we look here, let's see, impartial fractions. If we look at impartial fractions or something, it'll give you tutorials here of how to solve problems like that you might find in your calculus class. And Khan Academy comes up as one of the searches often because they have those videos. But Patrick JMT is one that I've seen a lot. He does a lot of math videos. And just all sorts of people have answered them. So if you're not understanding it one way, then maybe try watching a couple different videos and getting different methods from these teachers online, which is pretty cool. And then obviously YouTube has a lot of other videos on different topics that you can check out. PBS, Public Broadcasting Service, offers free programming to the public. Their website has a pretty good selection of online full episode videos to watch. If we look here, yeah, so we got go to the program section. These are some of their programs offered here. They got Nova, Masterpiece, Frontline, PBS NewsHour, Antiques Roadshow if you like watching antiques. Nova's got some really great science videos. I've watched those in class, and Frontline has some really good reporting on different sociology, anthropology, current event type things. All really cool. And then Netflix, Hulu, and some of the other online video services have a lot of documentaries and TV shows that are probably worth a look. So if you subscribe to any of those, then consider going there not just for entertainment, but also to supplement what you're trying to learn. I've read about people that are studying, film or TV. Obviously, they're going to be beneficial there because now you have this huge online library of different films and television to watch and analyze. So if you're trying to get into movie production or sound design, or if you're just trying to get into criticism or media theory or any of that, then it's a great resource. Now let's see. So some cool Tumblr blogs. Tumblr is of course the very popular online blogging platform, sort of overtaken sites like WordPress, Blogger. There used to be Yahoo GeoCities. These were like online communities where people would share things. Today Tumblr is really big, and there's some good educational content on there. Tumblr blogs are like individual, so you go to different sites, and they're usually pretty specialized. Here is Maps on the Web, which is just an image blog that shows a lot of different cool maps, something to look through, sort of out of casual interest. Another one I really like is I Love Charts. This one's sometimes more of just a humor piece, but also has some pretty interesting information sometimes. Let's see if it loads. Let's see here. So you see here, it's a fun visual graphic chart style. Looking at here, just casual interest, but of academic interest too, which is pretty cool. Looking at the Fibonacci sequence applying to this photo that they took in the Ukrainian parliament recently. Plotting out some fiction genres, just a lot of cool things that you can look through. If you sign up for a Tumblr account, then you can track different blogs that you like. So you'll see either your friends. You can follow your friends like a social media, or you can follow actual blogs that can be educational too, and they'll appear in your feed here like other social media sites you might have. Some other good ones to check out. Let's see, Science Show has a lot of good science-related articles and content. National Geographic Found is pretty cool. It's photographs from the past. The art assignment is different art pieces and art-related information. PBS TV is more PBS programming and other cool content like that. Smarter Planet, Science Guy, Exploring Space, Quizzical Cuisine. Quizzical Cuisine is about food science. It's pretty cool. And then another thing to check out is podcasts. iTunes has a really big podcast database. There's a good website. Here, let's see, we've got NPR's podcasts. iTunes has its own podcast. If you look through all these different ones. Radiolab. Just searching for podcasts will get you to some of them. One of the bigger ones is NPR has a lot of different podcasts that they produce under it. A lot of times their segments will appear on the radio as well, but then you can listen to them on your computer or on the go with a podcast, which is pretty cool. Not that many people, I don't think, listen to radio, especially if you have a car here in New York or wherever, so being able to listen to those is really great. This American Life, based in Chicago, is one of the most popular podcasts. It's hosted by Ira Glass, and that's just general interest in news. Talks about a lot of current event issues. Invisibilia is pretty neat. It talks about sort of the underlying social structures and things that we might not notice in our society or in the world, which is pretty cool. Definitely of interest for any sociology, anthropology, sort of psychology even, those sort of academic fields. Fresh Air, again, a lot of news, a lot of popular interest, but really academic style writing and quality content. NPR is pretty good for their quality. And then for some more like academically related ones, Stuff You Should Know and Stuff You Missed in History Class, both by HowStuffWorks.com, are really cool. Missed in History Class, if you go, it's a sort of a history interest podcast, and each episode will talk about different sort of forgotten gems of history and things worth remembering, or just of casual interest. So that's something to see. And then if you're doing, an assignment in history class, there's a good chance that they've done something related to it, or even covering the exact issue, so you might be able to get like a broad base of information that way. On Being is another new one that I think is pretty neat. It's sort of a philosophy, life-oriented podcast, but a little bit of ethics thrown in there too, and psychology, but really interesting content. So sort of to bring it to a broad scope and reiterate what I'm trying to do with this whole idea here, is sort of taking a self-reliant approach to your education, and not always depending on existing structures like universities or high schools or the education system as a whole to necessarily cater to your every need. And a lot of times we learn in different ways, and so I think it can be really useful for people to explore multiple options. And the internet is just full of options that we can use to sort of expand our ways of thinking about these different academic fields, which for some of us might not seem interesting at first, or we might have struggle with in the traditional setting, but then once we look at it from a outside perspective, then it becomes a lot clearer. And that's sort of the conversation I wanted to evoke about technology and academics, in the ways in which they're both integrally linked to each other, and the ways in which we might want to separate our traditional idea of academics from the innovation and possibilities of technology today. And this open offering of information is something that we've never really had such access to before. So the wisdom of great scholars, history's greatest thinkers, is now just at the tip of your fingertips, and you don't have to necessarily pay thousands and thousands of dollars to take classes in this. So you can learn things on your own, or if you are taking classes, then you can learn even more. So with that, I'd like to say thank you for listening, and I hope you tune in next time for more resident technology consultant workshop information. Thank you.